Please welcome to Breaking Bidehul, Frank and Ross. I'm your host, Scott Fauci. The internal threat of Russia. What will Babushka do when she learns of the internal threat working in Russia to destroy Russia? Another element, you can see directly how the internal threat is responsible for Russophobia, advancing stereotypes and falsehoods about the Russian people. We'll look at the negative impact of what's being pushed by propaganda and the lies being shoved down the throat of the YouTube viewer. Questions for the Holy Epiphany Russian Orthodox Church on witches and how they handle Iyom there in Kazazinski and Northeast Peterer. We'll ask Russian folklore experts about the creepy, scary Sisters of Ufa, the stories of the girls there, or witches, that all drowned in a local waterway. The story was they refused to let men use them, so they killed themselves. Could that be a cover-up as we learn more about the witches of Peterer? You know, I just realized there's no reason to go on exchanging blows with the devil. We can wrap this up. We have questions for VVP, and we have everything on the interview, the encounter. And we really can stop there and actually start the work. I don't think this needs to continue. We don't need to study error. Scotty knew enough. Scotty knew enough. And now you do too. And you will. And we'll have the next or closest thing to evidence, folks, and testimony. We'll go get it. We will go collect it now. We left off last time with the FTC complaints on deceptive marketing at Multimedia LLC and their websites like Chatterbait. But that also of cyber terrorism and hijacking devices, committing computer crimes that target every aspect of your family life. It's time to talk about the Money Hunter, one of his thousands and thousands of usernames. Don't forget, if you're in there looking at those witches on that cam, that's the chump cam. There's nothing but trouble for those witches and viewers of those cams. It's the other cams that you can't see. The oligarchs, the elite, the other witches. They get the whore, you get the witch watching the chump cam. That's right, you have to pay to see what? More of the same crap. He's talentless. He's desperate, and he's done. So it was a couple of years ago. So today's episode brings us back a few years, where I apparently caused enough trouble to warrant Bidehul's attention. I recorded the keystrokes and other things happening on my computer as the mouse moved around, and it looked like a technician had taken control of my keyboard. In the chat applet, when I went to stroke the keyboard, letters would appear. Not what I would type, but letters would pop up, and they formed words. So if I hit the cursor, letter, 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 and it would come together, the words. And there they were, words in communication, where it seems like the chat applet is talking to me. I'd like to now try to remember as best I can the entire exchange for you. The conversation bounced around, but some of the main elements was the establishment of property. That everything I saw out there was property, his property. But it quickly morphed into a strange, sort of Sopranos type of Godfather game where he was trying to recruit me as a hitman. He was apparently offering me $100,000. From what I could understand, it was the group or family in Rome. I love Rome, and I'd like to go there and eat. So I like to eat in Rome. But this was to give me $100,000 to hit someone, and I couldn't get any more. I tried to get more about what that was all about. But I explained that I was not the right person for that. We then got into the discussion about the children and his operation, and him telling me that I would never prove anything. I would never stop him. That's where I got the Rocky Rococo from. Rocky Rococo. You'll never get... Anyway, I blocked a lot out, but with kids, he told me he likes them under one, the very young ones. I think I asked him about aborted fetuses and his rituals with their spiritual practices. I can't remember, but when dealing with the severity and vowing to do something about it, he laughed in my face and said I would never be able to prove anything. And I said, I can get testimony and try you and convict you in the court of public opinion. We have covens, we have his assets, we have targets, we have his property, as he described it, these assets that we can hit and close them right down. Do what you want with the witches. Make that church take care of its witches. Babushka and her sons and family and friends can force Kazazinski and the Eum-infested priest to get over there and take care of Moshka Bidehul in Russia, in Peterer, Sonista Konvrima Peterer, and they can wipe them right out. It should be easy. We'll do the same thing in London town, and finally in Miami and the rest of the Americas. Just shut them down. It's simple. It'll be easy for them. They'll just replace the laundromat attendant. We'll get someone new to make quarters when they're washing operation, whatever, laundering operation. Less of a negative impact on families, not just in the West, as Babushka is about to learn. The internal threat of Russia. Spicy Sibo. Is that correct? Did I say that right? Spicy Sibo. Shimut Russia. Shimut Babushka. Spicy Didi. Da. It's time now for us to Baratza Zedididi. Fight for the children. Spicy Russia. Spicy Gonko. So finally, in terms of how Bidehu will communicate with you, you also can see stuff pop up, even on your text. He commandeers almost everything, all devices and platforms and apps. He'll pop up on your text when you get into it with him. We'll follow up on the FTC complaints and the investigations. They had over a 1-year backlog. We'll follow up to see what was done in those areas. One way or the other, they should be shutting themselves down before the people get there. Peterer will be a victory for all of them. Sounds like the Sistuk is right. Exactly what that nation needs. For Mother Russia to come down from that perch and gather up young Russia, and together with their friends, wipe out that internal enemy. Fantastic. Can't wait to see you do it. We'll come up with 5 questions for VVP next time, all based on stuff Putin has already said. We'll see if he has the balls to touch any of them. I mean, because it is him that is going to have to take the spawns, do the cam shows that see our subject lose interest completely. A taste of his own medicine. When it comes down to it, VVP is the only one that will be able to get this job done. The only one who's actually brutal enough to take and use the spawns to break Bidehul, who in turn will change the world and help save the children. Up next, we'll delve into the West's angle on Putin and Bidehul. How it appears we said, not so fast with your scheme. Took over and said, we'll give you the money. Well, like everything else, it's gone terribly awry. And now with every ding you hear, it's bombs and babies. We'll have our 5 questions for VVP and ask who he thinks would be the best hero. Would it be Hezbollah and the Tat rebels, the partisans? Who will be blamed, rather? Who will be used to help Putina clean up this mess? Zashenyik? Biskopnik. That's next time on Breaking Bidehul.
Since we got her.